Good morning, y'all. What's up? Happy Wednesday, right? Shout out to the whole Sorry Shoe podcast. Everybody on the way in. Shout out to the members, the mods, the whole chat. First member in the building today, Nikita. Good to see you, love. Real good to see you. Of course, we have our beautiful member and mod as well. In case we get the tripping today, that's here as well. We got Jay in the building. Yes, we're gonna go over this today. B Magic entered the conversation and took shots at Jay. He took shots at both of them. I didn't know it was both of them. I got it lined up. I'm gonna watch it for the first time with y'all live today. BJ, good to see you. Shout out to all the members and the mods coming in. Shout out to the whole chat on the way in. Morning crew once again. We got a lot to go through. I'll give you like a little fake preview, and then we're gonna get rolling. I got a cap award we're gonna start with. We got some 50. We got Druski. You see him in the thumbnail. Chris Brown is not in the thumbnail, but we got him today. We got little Durk. You see Rodney Hinton Jr. in the thumbnail. We haven't spoken about him in a while. We got to stay close to that. We got Nicki Minaj. She's not in the thumbnail. We got some politics. We're going to get into that real quick too. Adam 22 and his wife are not in the thumbnail. Yes, B Magic is not in the thumbnail. Like I just said, we got to touch on that. See what B Magic is up to. And then we got the title. Title says TBL addresses Cassidy versus Eazy The Block Captain. We're going to get into that. All right. Obviously, we got a lot. Blessings to y'all. I see y'all. I see the members on the way in. I see y'all. Shout out to the whole chat. Says ARP blessings, brother. Stay up and grinding. Absolutely. We here to work. We here to run through this news real quick. Yes, listen to the chat. Hit that like button and share, y'all. We are in Sorry Shoe podcast mode. As you can maybe hear from the tone of my voice, I'm moving a little bit fast. I got an extremely busy morning, but we got some news to get through. So let's try to run through all this ASAP. All right, Cap Award, as promised. I've seen this guy around before, but I ain't gonna get too much into his background. Let's just see what he got going on.
That's how you clean as a bitch today. I see why they be hating in the comments. That ain't the same boots from the other day.
No. That's on my soul. These is custom Louis Vuitton Tim.
Let me see the tongue.
Straight from fucking Louis.
Huh?
Yeah.
You got them bitches delivered to the door.
75,000. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Crazy.
Yeah, shout for season. Each bracelet on me today is 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 million in fucking jewelry.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
13 million in bracelets?
In bracelets, rings, 250.
Man, it ain't no fucking what?
Another million. That's 14, 15 million right there.
Nigga, you damn nigga, I'm on
million.
Jay-Z.
Nigga, that's 10 million on me already. Nigga, I don't do no scapping on the Lord. I don't, nigga. Yeah. That's
What stuck out to me the most about this video, P, we see the Captain all the time. It's not the 10 to $15 million in jewelry that he claimed to have on. It's not the fact that this is another guy that's, just talking the talk. I don't think it's worse than Big Boogie shit. They offered him X amount of millions of dollars to go to college and all that. The reason why this one killed me is it's just a reminder that people will put it on anything. On my dead such and such grave, on my son, on my daughter, wallahi. He says on God, on the Lord, or what, like he swears to God at the end, right? That's the thing that always kills me. It's just like you guys have made, when I say you guys, I mean like the Cap Cartel, right? You guys have put it on something so cliche of a term. It's part of your regular speech. It was always supposed to be something to deviate when you're super duper serious. Like I don't even like saying on my kids, but sometimes I feel like I just need everybody to believe me, even if I don't have the reputation of being a liar. And every once in a while, that's when you hear me say it. Swear on my kids. Like I be so serious. I just like, you gotta believe me. I wouldn't make things up, but motherfuckers will go through all of this. And could it be possible for him? Humbly speaking, no. You're not wearing 15 million. The only way, I'll close it like this. I can believe a guy of a stature who hasn't earned that level of stature in the public's eye to me. And then somebody's going to ask a question. Well, what do you mean the public's eye, ARP? What he does off camera, how much money is in his savings account, that's private. You wouldn't know. No. Common sense, people. Somebody that acts like that and does that on camera, if they think that they have it, they show it all. the cars, the cribs, the alleged money, the jewelry, and they talk to it just like he just did. So based on what you guys have been showing us and telling me, the only way that I would really believe that you had $15 million on, which is a lot of money to cover in jewelry, even what he was showing, the only way I would believe it is if you were showing watch work, these extremely expensive one-on-one, what Jay-Z does basically. When Jay-Z looks like he got on nothing, and then he takes the picture and the watch is showing, the one little, and you're like, oh, that's it right there. That's that $9 million one-of-one Richard type of, that's the only way I would believe that bullshit. And if that was 15 million fucking dollars, this guy definitely owns a couple islands. He owns airplanes. He owns airports. He got Tyler Perry's crib. He got the private runway. He got the private chopper. He got all of that shit, because if you could just randomly walk around with $15 million in gold and platinum and diamonds, everything else that you have is through the fucking, he's a billionaire. There's no way you random $15 million and you're not a billionaire. And if I look him up right now, is anything going to show Forbes? Anybody going to show? This is why I say we starting out with the Cap Police, the Cap Cartel, the Cap Award of the day. Why do people do this? Take that man's Instagram for a week. Put his phone in Cap prison. Sad that we do this shit. Speaking of fucking true billion-dollar seekers, billionaires, real money that has to be seen in things like real estate and portfolio and watches and property and things that are already locked away in safe deposit boxes and stocks and bonds, and not this bullshit that you start by flipping the tongue of your fucking Timbs and you want me to believe you. This is real fucking money. This is why 50 Cent is in the title, because we got to do the good, the bad when it comes to these guys. The bad is, yeah, Fab kicked your ass recently. Mano pressed you for some music. Pap got you scared. We laugh at it. But there's a serious side to things, people. Okay, this is the Sorry Is True podcast. We ain't never detracting from no man's success. 50 Cent's G-Unit Film and Television Company plans to invest $124 million in revitalizing multiple entertainment venues in Shreveport, Louisiana. He's been out there to the point where, who was it? Hurricane Chris, right? That came out and said, he gonna come out here and spend all this money, hire all these people, and I'm not a part of it. Who the fuck are you? It's too much money for you to try to dictate. You know what I'm saying? Like, but this is serious. Let's play the quick clip. The only problem I have with this whole 50 Cent segment is his permed hair right here. 50, don't do that again. I don't know who fucking told you to come outside like this. I got the baldy and the tats. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you think I can't talk. Listen, fuck all that. The fucking perm, buddy. We're not doing that. This is not 1993. We're not doing the perms.
Movie mogul and rapper 50 Cent is continuing to build his empire right here in Northwest Louisiana. Today, Louisiana Economic Development announced to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson's plans to invest more than $124 million in a multi-phase initiative to develop 3 entertainment industry-related venues. Now, according to an economic impact study commissioned by G-Unit, the project is expected to generate an economic impact of around $18.8 billion and support more than 6,000 jobs statewide, as well as $300 million in wages over the next 20 years. Movie mogul and rapper.
People, it's set to generate close to $20 billion. You see why I started the stream like that. This guy wants me to believe he's wearing $15 million. This is a real rollout and venture set to generate almost 20 billion. Is there certain people we're going to watch in life? They work until they die. And I'm not just talking about, all right, I got this little thing going on aside, semi-retirement. That's what I always envision for myself. Stop working as hard as I do to make the type of money that I make, and then retire and try to make like a quarter of it, because all your debt is paid off. Everybody's good. Family's good. Kid is good. Investments is still rolling and all this type of shit. All the things that you built up to allow you to sit back. That's what I always thought. The 50 cents of the world is just like, I don't care. Like, I obviously am doing well. I need to be in TV. I need to be in this. I need to be in that. These guys are workhorses, B. fucking workhorses, man. I might have to change the projection of what I think I should be doing by the time I reach these people's age. All right. Anyway, we had to do it. Druski, you up? Let's now get off of the Cap Awards bleeding into real money. What real money looks like. Real money doesn't look like fake Louis Vuitton Timbs. Real money looks like what 50 Cent just did. Do I call this a religion segment? Not really. I don't want my religious people to get mad at me. But we had this pastor respond to Druski. Pastor responds to Druski, and we're gonna play Druski skit too.
Bitch ass trying to downplay church, and I ain't going for it in Jesus' name. Everything we got in here is because of God, blessings, y'all donations, and my donations. It's all for the church. Amen. Praise the Lord. And I'm gonna say it again. Fuck that fat bitch. Druski bitch ass trying to downplay church.
Is that a Gucci scarf, or is it just happens to be red and green? Is this a real skit? We played the A-Ward joint yesterday, right? Some people, A-Ward told me that. Does he have one of those robots next to him too? I just realized that. This is new for me. I don't go to church. Are the robots thing, whatever, the iRobot, the Will Smith joints, are they in church now too? And what is their job? Why does the robot look like it's sitting there standing security? And what's with all the food on the table? Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, a bunch of garbage food. The devil's in all that food. I hope that's the piece of the sermon that he was doing. But anyway, I don't want to speculate. What's up with the iRobot joint, though? What is that? All right. The first comment says, this got to be AI because ain't no way in hell. I hope it is. I hope it is. But AI or not, we've seen so many pastors, so many churches exposed over the years. Let me play the Druski thing, and then I'm going to give you my final take to close out. All right. And I hope my religious folks is not offended this morning. I'm not trying to get at y'all. I would definitely not drop this one on a Sunday, but all right. This man.
I'm going to have Wanda stand up here. Wanda, please. Wanda told us earlier this month that she cannot have a baby anymore. So I impregnated her with the word of God. I'm going to impregnate everyone with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God. You gonna get pregnant with the word of God.
Nah,
Impregnate. I had somebody in the congregation ask why I'm wearing Christian Dior and Christian Louboutins. Because I'm a Christian. And I walk in the blood of Jesus. Yo. Give him some praise. I'm a Christian first. And I walk in the blood of Jesus. Give him some praise. Give him some praise. So we are raising funds for a project in Zimbabwe. Yes, we are trying to get our congregation over in Africa. Amen. We wanted to raise $4 million for that. Amen. Hallelujah. That needs to appear today. We are not letting anyone leave until we reach our goal. Amen. Hallelujah. Life savings here. Give him some praise for that. Give it his life savings up. Apostle Richie says, baby, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I said, can you help me? I'm going to finish this word here. And I'm going to do the Christian version. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do the Christian version. I'm driving this Billy Bentayga because I believe in Christ.
Yo. First of all, Druski to me is one of the top, if not the new era comedians. That show that he has could have been or should have been whatever records. I think that's a hit. I think that's the funniest shit ever out there right now. I feel like that should have major back end. It should be like on Netflix or those type of shit. But he actually did a great job. He actually comes off and says things that we expect to hear in today's church. I'm sorry, people, but this is a legitimate skit. It's legitimate. And what hurts so bad is we've seen so many churches and pastors exposed over the years. I remember when I went to college in Atlanta, damn near my whole dorm We packed up like a bunch of buses or whatever, and we went to Bishop Eddie Long's church. You guys may have heard his name before. One of the biggest pastors nationally, celebrity wise, and then definitely at least in the South. We went to his church, and I remember when I walked in, I had never seen nothing like that. I've been in church when I was a kid a lot. And when I walked into his church, it just made me feel like I was in a mall. Like, it was huge. I couldn't believe how big it was. I couldn't believe how it felt like non-spiritual. It felt like a whole thing. Like, this is like not a club, but it's a thing to do. Was the vibe. And then we all see what happened with Bishop Eddie Long later on. And of course, there's been hundreds of pastors that's been exposed over the years. And we saw in the chat, your false prophets, right? This right here, people, is something that I got to watch at least every other year, just once. And if you've never seen it, I'm bringing it up on the screen so you guys can pull it up on your own. I think this guy is still active. He's had a lot of legal trouble over the year. This is not the only one. Apostle David Taylor, full deposition. So there's a playlist of this one. This particular one that's in front of me right now, hour and 16 minutes. This one right here says an hour and 58 minutes. Put it this way. Try to find at least 2 hours of the footage. Like you see, I just searched it right here. Pastor exposed deposition. And so you got to type in and David Taylor comes up. This deposition is one of the funniest, most satisfying, intriguing things to watch when it comes to this realm. Because he's getting deposed and the arbitrator or the person that's deposing him is so onto his bullshit that it's almost unprofessional. He's almost being attacked, but he's being exposed the whole time. All right, so right here is where we're talking about the house that you guys bought last year. And we got this receipt right here of you and your girlfriend hanging out there. It's like that type of shit. He's getting exposed every 5 minutes, and he's giving some of the most bullshit. And then he gets irate as well, and he gets combative. Like I already answered that. But it's like 2 hours worth of this shit. You guys have to watch it if you haven't seen it. One of my favorite watches on YouTube. Like I said, I probably watched at least 5, 6, 7 times, man. All right. We off of religion, my religious folks, my spiritual folks. That's all I got today. I hope not to offend anybody. Okay. I really, really hope not to. Let's go to the legal side of the world for a second. Let's get a quick couple takes over there. Up first, let's go to Lil Durk. FBG Duck's mom revealed that the court has ruled that she can continue her wrongful death lawsuit against Lil Durk and record labels. This looks like the post right here. Brick and Duck OG, the OG of those two brothers. Yeah, Duck and Brick. They both passed away. Imagine losing 2 sons. Rest in peace. Sad. A step forward. The ruling is in my son is in end. My son gets his day in court. The court ruled we can continue our lawsuit against Lil Durk and the record labels. Our fight continues. I want to thank my attorney, Roosevelt Allen, and his team for their exceptional work on the case. Let's go. Is there anything else after this? FBG Duck's mom sues Lil Durk and the estate of King Von, his record label, and several other music companies they believe are responsible for the killing or the loss of her son, FBG Duck. So let me start with Von. When you hear something about an estate, what's an estate? We know what an estate is, right? They say Michael Jackson is still, his estate earns more money than any other celebrity year to year. Okay, that's an estate, right? King Von's estate, is it worth billions of dollars or $500 million? I doubt it. You know, he's got some music that still earns money. His brand, I don't know if there's merch selling, etc. I think King Von's name in the streets and in drill rap and hip hop rap is bigger than the estate's financial position that you would assume 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. He's only put out, I believe, 1 official album, which was after he passed, if I'm incorrect, right? Anyway, point that I'm making there is if you can win a lawsuit of this magnitude against King Von's estate, that's the end of financial support to me, a bulk of it coming out of his estate and continuing to feed his family. On FBG Duck's mother's side, as ghetto as she's been over the years, and as much as we agree or disagree at how she goes about things online, whatever, it's a mother and that's her son, and she has the right to go about any of this stuff the way that she chooses to. She lost a child. How does this get squashed as far as dismissing it for the right to move forward when Durk's murder for hire trial is still underway? I did not expect for this to get dismissed. Now, of course, everybody on the opposing side is going to fight it. This will be a big lawsuit, and she's also suing the labels. Okay, to me, imagine Durk beats murder for hire. I still think he would be exposed to this one way or another. It would be a big deal for him to beat the case and then still lose to this, similar to what happened with ASAP Rocky's case, right? You expect that once he beat that shooting case, that ASAP Relly's bullshit, frivolous shit that was on the civil side against ASAP and his lawyer would also probably be tossed as well. Forget your plans of sitting up on the islands, spending Rihanna's money, bitch ass, weird ass nigga. The way he fucked that shit was disgusting when we saw him up on the stand. But anyway, it would be far-fetched, but still, I feel like there's elements of overall what's going on in Durk's music, which can still survive the civil side after the criminal side if Durk beats it, because the music is already done. It's already there, so you would have room to still go after. I feel like you're tied in, even if you beat this murder trial due to no evidence of you being on the location at the time when they hopped out the trucks. You see what I'm saying? There's just more to that. Way more to that. And financially, it hurts bad. Durk is where he's at. He's got a big cat. He's not King Von. He's got a lot of money off, I would feel, still coming in. He's got a lot of high profile friends that have cut checks his way if he needs help too, right? Hopefully all these Atlanta rappers didn't abandon him. All of a sudden, it seems like that. But anyway, that's a whole nother fucking story. I feel like he has access to a lot more money, but a wrongful death. Let's pull it up real quick. How much do we normally see a wrongful death due to a purposeful shooting / killing garner from a civil lawsuit? Because we know the city gets sued all the time from wrongful deaths. Typical ranges: general wrongful death lawsuits, all causes. Most wrongful death cases settle for around hundreds of thousands to few $1 million, often roughly $500,000 to several million. Okay. In some local jurisdictions, 600,000 to 3.6 million range, depending on economic loss and non-economic damages. That to me is when you're suing the city, economic loss, etc. I think when you look at the city, you say economic losses, and you factor that in, and the city pays out whatever. It's a little bit different here, because what her and her lawyer is going to be going after is how much money they believe was generated from FBG Duck's death. So they're going to be looking at numbers and stats showing an increase in views, sales, attention, tours. They're going to want to attack. They're going to try to attack all of that stuff, saying that your validity, your street status, everything around you, the buzz around your name, when this high profile op of yours was taken out, all the money you made since then, it ain't going to be no 500,000 to 3.6 million. All right. I don't believe so at all. So we'll keep our eye on this. We'll continue to, I think it's a big financial thing. Of course, the guy wants to beat his murder case. Or murder trial. That's priority. But it's just like Diddy to me. Diddy, yeah, it'd be home soon. He beat the Rico. He walked away with some smaller charges, but he's got a ton hanging over his head civilly. Okay. All right. This one will be much shorter. Speaking of the legal side, we still there. We did cover this. We even played the trailer last year. That company came out. They debuted a whole documentary on Chris Brown. I think they had some alleged victims talking in the documentary, talking about how he did things to them. He's done things in the past. I mean, Chris Brown has always had this, the bad boy image, the bad guy. We know this about him. But I'm not the one to say what he has or he hasn't done. I think The infamous one, of course, is Rihanna. We don't say allegedly for that, right? I think he's apologized for that. He went through that, etc. But somebody to create a documentary on him. Judge throws out Chris Brown's $500 million defamation lawsuit over a history of violence documentary. The court says the film is protected speech, so the filmmakers can keep showing allegations and public records about his past. Chris, I'm sorry, buddy, but that is a strike for media, podcasting, blogging, content creation. And I hate to say it as if, hey, it's at your expense, right? But his history is his history. You know, every once in a while we have these problem child type of celebrities, and it's just like they've been through a lot. Some are false, some are true. Like Rihanna, for example, he just went through the one overseas. I think that pretty much got taken care of, right? He came out on the good side of that. But while he was in the midst of kicking off his tour, he's gotten in a lot of fights in the club, bought bottles, allegedly. He's gotten into a lot of trouble over his career. And we did a stream last year as well saying one person, historically speaking, from the internet, another person that could have one of these easily is like a Trey Songz, allegedly, right? Now that comes out and somebody is exposing allegedly the piece of shit person that you are and all the things that you have done and speaking to the victims to get the word out, right? And then you can turn around and sue for $500 million because somebody has just took all this information, put it together and presented it. Is that defamation? You know, like, okay, when Tasha K loses a lawsuit to Cardi B, I want to assume the Tasha K's of the world are out here saying, hey, Cardi B, allegedly for us, you burning people, you got hurt, you got this, STD, blah, blah, yeah, STIs, all this type of stuff. And Cardi B is able to say, that ain't going on with me. This is defamation. This is critical to my brand. I'm selling a product out here. No, give me my money. That's not the same of somebody doing a fucking video saying, here's the pictures of Rihanna. Here's the pictures and the video of this club fight. Right there, there's the red TMZ arrow on Chris Brown in the mix of the scuffle. He's gotten into a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how much is in this documentary that some would say is not true. But as much as we do support these people not having their lives monetized for their rights and their wrongs, I understand that side. I do, because I wouldn't want it to be a documentary out on my fucking personal business. But at the same time, it's also my responsibility to not be getting in trouble every fucking 2 years during the course of a 20-year career. You see what I'm saying, people? So I don't want to see the guy go through a bunch of trauma, but at the same time, I'm cool with this lawsuit being thrown out. I really am. All right. 3 in a row. Let's stay on the legal side. Let's go to Rodney Hinton Jr., who I believed would be the most emotional decision-based trial of the year. This started last year. For any backstory, for anybody that forgets, allegedly for everything, of course, people, Rodney Hinton Jr. is a father who allegedly got in his car, saw a random police officer in the street, and ran him over and killed him with his car after his son was killed during an engagement with police. We saw some footage of his son allegedly running away from police. What happened in the situation? Something happened. Was it a stolen car? Something like that. Police responded. The police ended up shooting this guy. The kid looked like he was fleeing while he got shot. There was a gun on the scene that was recovered. You never know if that's real or it's not. You never know if he was shot in his back. We don't know. But a child's life was lost, and a father's rage allegedly kicked in. And the reason why we believe that we're not really waiting until we get to trial to see like if people is really trying to say Rodney Hinton Jr. did this. And the reasons why is because, number one, we've seen how he carried himself after. Like when he paraded by the police in court for his first court appearance, those viral pictures and video of him mugging all the cops, it was that position of like, fuck y'all, because he's in the red tunnel. He lost his son. The other one is the positions that his lawyer and his defense have been taking. You know, the whole mental insanity and all that type of stuff. Well, if you're saying that you had a mental problem at the time, mental problem from what at the time? To excuse what at the time? When you allegedly ran over this cop, right? So I don't think that that's really in question right now, okay? These reports, though, Rodney Hinton Jr.'s family is being offered millions in a settlement by the city of Cincinnati after police shot his son while he awaits trial for killing an officer. People, this is a significant update, but I question its validity. I question if it's true. First of all, we're going to say, I would expect lawsuits like this and or settlements to have, speaking of that viral picture, here it is at the bottom. Yeah, there it is. And rest in peace, there goes his son. I would expect stuff like that to happen after the trial, okay? Because you never know if a jury of his, air quotes, peers and the state, this isn't a Fed joint, right? Yeah, and the state find him guilty. So if you find him guilty, well, it's two different situations, right? Because it's not like it all happened at the same time. Two things could be true. It could be true and guilty, allegedly, that he mowed down that police officer wrongfully in a revenge moment. But over here, in a totally separate situation, his son's life was lost and that was wrongful. But even still, I just feel like the position that the state has taken, you know, I wouldn't expect to see this, because if you do own up to this and the state or the city does pay him out in a wrongful death, number one, I think it would be fast. I don't think we've seen stuff like that fast. But I feel like it constitutes his upcoming trial in his favor. But anyway, I did a little bit more research in the background because I question the validity of that, even though that's a very reputable platform that we just looked at, people. This is what I found.
Tonight, we're following up on serious allegations against the city manager coming from the head of Cincinnati's police union.
That's right. Ken Kober claimed the city manager secretly negotiated a settlement with the family of Ryan Hinton, the 18-year-old shot and killed by Cincinnati police back in May. This despite the officer being cleared of any wrongdoing by prosecutors.
Alexis Martin in the studio today. You broke this story yesterday. What's the latest, Alexis?
Today, I tried speaking with every council member. Most refused to comment, saying they know nothing about the potential settlement. City leaders have not answered our questions on why there could be a payout to Hinton's family. I spoke with council member Seth Walsh, who says he's concerned that a settlement could move forward without council's approval.
Saying as a city that our officer did nothing wrong for the last 6 months. So what are we settling on the grounds of here?
A deadly officer involved.
That's all we need right there, people. You see? You got council members and people still taking
that the county prosecutor
still taking the position that the officer did nothing wrong. That's what he said. You see the title. This one says Hinton lawyer shocked by FOP claim of a massive settlement with city. This was published January 9th, people. So we have to question if there really is a settlement on the table. And as much as I have a lot of pain for a father, mother, parent losing their child, process-wise, I just don't think it would be true yet. All right. So that is our Rodney Hinton Jr. update. It is one of the most passionate trials that I feel I'm intrigued in us continuing to follow. And we're going to continue to do so into 2026. His lawyer taking the mental thing as a defense, I think is a little scary for Rodney. You know, but there may be no way around what happened with the other officer, right? The one that lost his life. It's tough. It's tough. This may be once again one of those verdicts that really turns up the city. I'm not saying on some LA riot shit. I'm not trying to say on some Rodney King shit. I'm not saying that. But it's one of those that creates a racial divide. All right. So we'll see. All right, let's keep moving. Let's go over now to slightly political. Slightly. This one I said Nicki. She's not in the thumb, but she's in today's stream, people. Wow. Joy Reid on your heels. And Joy Reid has a voice. Joy Reid will get up on some big platforms. She'll talk her talk. She's very intellectual. She's respected. This is what she has to say. Joy Reid blasts deportable. They put the word deportable Nicki Minaj for sucking up and kissing Donald Trump's ass in order to protect herself, her brother, and her husband. All three of them. And they're gonna say all three of y'all are a detriment to the company, to the country at this point. So herself, Nicki, you haven't been the greatest person as far as your type of following, what you've been spewing lately. Okay. As far as your brother, isn't he serving time right now? We know what that's for, right? And your husband, all the allegations or the charges or the mugshots about him, right? Allegedly. I'm just saying. What
did you think about Nicki Minaj?
Listen, speaking of undocumented people, this lady came here, and by the way, we share a birthday, so it's a little weird that we always we've had beef before. So I was a fan of her music. I think she's a musical talent. I mean, just like Kanye West, these are talented musicians. Nobody should never listen to anything she says other than just her music. This lady came here at 5 years old, undocumented. She understands what it's like to be undocumented. Grew up in this city. She's deportable because she definitely was undocumented. Originally, she is a Trinidadian. She didn't say anything about the killing of those Trinidadian fishermen. I'm quite sure the people in Trini noticed that she doesn't seem to care about her people. And the idea of sucking up to Trump, not long after you said you don't want a Melania because you don't want a weak woman, right? You don't want somebody that's just sucking up to the president. And after you criticized his deportation policies yourself, and now all of a sudden you're kissing his ass.
What do you think happened?
I think she has a brother and a husband.
What did you think about Nicki Minaj?
Listen, speaking of undocumented people, this lady came here, and by the way, we share. We've got some serious legal issues around pedophilia, particularly her brother, who's serving 25 to life or something for the violation of a child or of children. And I think she's thinking, how I could get a pardon? I'll go be friends with the Turning Points USA people. I'll kiss Trump's ass and Vance's ass, and maybe I'll get pardons, and maybe I won't get deported. I mean, my cynical self says that she's trying to protect herself, her brother, and her husband from the administration by kissing their ass.
Okay.
We've got some serious legal issues around.
I'm gonna play that clip once again of Nicki Minaj because you flip-flopped. Nicki, they got you. It's just the truth. Sorry, it's true. I'm going to play a clip of it. I'm going to mute some of it because she's doing so much cursing. That's the thing about YouTube. You can curse, but when it's that many curses and that type of curse back to back to back to back to back. Where is it?
If can't no weak ass motherfucking clap.
All right. Yeah, toughness. Oh, man. She's not Kanye level with me, but I definitely lost a lot of light for this fucking woman. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't fuck with her anymore. I don't believe you anymore, Diva.
Needed a Michelle, bitch, and Bill needed a motherfucking Hillary, bitch. You better pray to God you don't get stuck with a motherfucking Melania. You niggas want brainless bitches to stroke your motherfucking ego.
You said it. Do you still you feel different? Answer why, Nicki. What made you change? What made you change in this horrible conference presser, whatever she did up here at that the other day when she dropped the word assassin on accident and everything? Fucking idiot. Speaking of that real quick, I see Stephen A. Smith is going viral because he said Charlie Kirk instead of a different Kirk while he was live on TV. I don't think it's a big deal at all. It was just mixing of the names. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine there was an ARG and you were trying to say ARP, like no big deal. And then he apologized for it in a moment. Then he just kept with his football take. Not a big deal. But Nicki, anyway, get your ass. I don't mean deported. I'm not wishing that on you, but get up out of here with your bullshit. Okay. And how you're influencing these people to your own personal bullshit, especially if you're being exposed for not really feeling that way and using your influence politically to actually side with what is the best for this country. Instead, if your primary objective is to save yourself, and also save your brother who's in there for something that no man is supposed to stand by once you're convicted of, right? And we're not supposed to stand by you once you're convicted of that. If you have the allegations and people still say, all right, benefit of the doubt, no problem. But you're convicted of it and you're in jail for that. Okay? And then, of course, your husband. So, all right. Slightly politics. Yeah, let's do another one in politics. Slight, small. We dance around it, people. We dance around it. Nothing too crazy. What is this one? I thought this was interesting. Florida generational candidate James Fishback proposes 50% syntax on OnlyFans income of star Sophie Rain calls, but star Sophie Rain calls idea dumbest thing I've ever heard. God knows what I'm doing. That's funny too, her reaction. Let me see something real quick because I'm a little out of the loop. Is he creating that terminology, or is there such thing? Is there a such thing as a quotes syntax? I think I heard of that before. Is that a real thing? Yeah, syntax is a real and commonly used term. What is a syntax? A syntax is a government tax placed on goods or activities considered harmful, unhealthy, or socially costly to discourage consumption and raise revenue. So let me use this example. Is a syntax placed on cigarettes and liquor? Those are extremely harmful, right? Yes, cigarettes and liquor are classic examples. Okay, I'm up to speed. You learn something new every day. Cool. That's what a syntax is. I do this live, people. So I'm only laughing because that thought just crossed my mind. Like, so does that mean we're gonna designate OnlyFans as something that is not? Because you got to be categorized a certain way to get the syntax. No. All right, hold on. Let's get back to this article. Come on, tighten up. Hey, all right. So this guy, Florida gubernatorial candidate James Fishback, never heard him before, proposes the 50%. Let's hear about it.
Break some news here with you, Joel. I hadn't planned to do this, but allow me to do it. Which is that as Florida governor in year one, I will push for the first of its kind OnlyFans sin tax. If you are a so-called OnlyFans creator in Florida, you are going to pay 50% to the state on whatever you so-called earn via that online degeneracy platform. And that money will be used to fund our education system, will be used to fund the crisis pregnancy centers, will be used to fund the first of its kind mental health czar for men in particular, because men have been told for far too long that they are guilty of masculinity, that they are guilty of all of society's ills. I'm not going to stand for that slanderous lie.
All right, I got everything that I need. I'm going to start by saying the OnlyFans, two pieces to this take, y'all. The OnlyFans, the back page, you guys know I'm against things that enhance, promote, and push modern era prostitution in front of these young women, these young girls, and these little kids that's on the come up. Right, especially all of us fathers that have daughters. No, it's the modern era prostitution that is digital and it's acceptable, and I'm not for that. So am I against OnlyFans and Backpage? No, that may sound like a contradiction. Why? Because I do feel like people have the right to their adult vices, meaning, for example, liquor gets a syntax. Liquor is sold in clubs. But to be able to walk up to that liquor and order a drink or walk into that club, I should be already established that I am of age, of an adult to drink in that state. For example, 21 years old. You know, same thing should go for a Backpage. Same thing should go for an OnlyFans. There should be an approval process to even get on these websites. I don't know. I swear to God, I don't be on them shits. But let's say you need to show a license or some type of age approval thing to join OnlyFans or whatever. Then there's technically adults on there, okay? Consenting grown-ass adults. And I look at that the same way I do as like gambling. Okay, you need to be of a certain age to gamble. If I walk into a casino right now with my little son or my little daughter and I walk up to the roulette table, they're going to stop. They're going to get these little kids out of here. They can't. Some of them can't even go down to the gambling before you can walk through. You can't stop at any of the games and anything with children. It's an adult environment. Now, are there people on that casino floor losing millions of dollars, thousands of dollars, their rent, their mortgage, taking them into divorces and whatnot because you came home and you spent the rent or whatever? Yeah, there's a lot of wicked that comes out of there, but these are adults. These are consenting adults. All right. Now, as far as imposing the 50% on these OnlyFans people, as much as I don't promote modern era prostitution that's in all of our faces, if you're going to allow these women or these men to get on these pages as an adult and conduct business, because everybody has their vices. There's a man out here in the world that wants to pay his $5, $10, $20 a month to look at this girl's feet. That's his fucking business. The same way we say it's Diddy's business if he wants to fucking sit in the corner, watch some hired guy fuck his girlfriend, nut on her, and then wipe the fucking nut on his. That's his business. All right. So if we're going to allow these people to do these things legally as adults, to then take 50% of their money, I feel is wrong. I don't agree with that. And this little Poindexter ass looking guy, I'm sorry. If you're going to give these takes again to try to convince people that you're doing the right thing in Florida by taking this 50% sin tax from OnlyFans adults that are earning it, you got to change your tone and you got to change your word selection. Little things I catch on to, like when he said so-called. You're demeaning and belittling. And he starts talking about misconceptions of a man, right? You seem like you're coming not from an angle of trying to help these schools and financial flow within Florida. This sounds personal. And if I wanted to go a step further, buddy, you look like you was left off of the cool table at lunch. You do. And you're just like the cop that got the badge and the gun now that grew up a punk. It's payback season for you, ain't it? Your ex-girlfriend's on OnlyFans right now, ain't she? I see it in you and I hear it in your word choices. I'm not a political advisor, but I'm telling you, your tone, your delivery, and your word selection exposes some of your personal angles. Clean that up. Oh, this is a Sorry Shoot podcast, man. We're a little smart over here. All right, let's keep going. We got to move. We got to move. Speaking of if you're in a spot being degraded, this fucking idiot. Should I even play this? What's her name? Nevaeh, whatever, reveals she's done with BlueFace amid the rapper linking up with Stunner Girl. I wish him the best. I'm not even gonna play you. I was gonna play her. No, shut up. I don't want to hear it. She's talking about, me and BlueFace is still cool, whatever. He did this, whatever, cool. But I wish him the best. He's moving on. I don't know I don't care who you are in the first place. You're just some girl that I seen her face around in his streams recently. But this is allegedly what happened, right? That makes her walk away. The topic is so much bigger. All right, he's getting his little stripper lap dance thing going on. Cool. He's streaming. He's a streamer now. All right. Didn't she just get like his name tattooed like above her or beneath her jaw, some shit like that? You know how they say how you got him is how you keep him, and or how you get him is how you lose, all that type of shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about who she is in this moment. I just feel like her even having a voice, making it to platforms like this from being an idiot is the type of things that holds us back. Is the type of things that holds us the fuck back. Because it's BlueFace. He's got public statements saying having one girl is next to having no girls. Meaning he's publicly says, like, you got to have multiple women. He don't even say women. They're like, bitch, I need multiple bitches. He's that type of guy. And if you there for that and you know his history and you know all the shit he got going on and you want to get your ass up on stream for a couple months with him, whatever, but then deal with this, all the things he's already showing and saying publicly, you're the fucking fool. So you don't even deserve to make these platforms explaining why we're no longer together. You never really were together. You never really were. You were just this month's idiot. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not even mad at BlueFace because when somebody tells you who the fuck they are, believe them. I'm not even mad at him. I'm mad at us. I'm doing it right now. Let me stop. Turn it into news. I'm doing it right now. Stop. Take it down, ALP. I had a whole separate rant for it, going more towards society, leading off of the back page stuff again, but I'm going to leave it alone. It doesn't deserve anymore. I'm going to leave it alone. But I will stay with this one, though. Still similar realms. Talking about self-respect. Adam 22's wife, Lena the Plug, speaks on his upcoming celebrity boxing match with Jason Love. You may have been able to take me down in the bedroom, but you are not going to take my husband down. I should be able to stop here. This is what you two as a couple represent online. Do they have kids? Respectfully, do they have kids? This is the stuff you not every dollar is a good dollar. This is why some people think Adam 22 after 2025, all the things you were saying about your investment and that building costing too much money and content being down. And when you start seeing people do all this corny, stupid against who I'm supposed to be as a human being, add shit online, you look desperate for money. You set up a boxer match to box the guy that you paid to take down your wife, and your wife is in on it. How do y'all walk around the house together?
Honestly, it's a toss-up for me. I really think that either of them could have it in the cardio game. No, my feelings towards Adam won't change if he gets knocked out by Jason, but he's going to take Jason down. That's not even a question. I'm going to give Adam the best lovemaking possible at the end of this fight. I've been seeing how hard he's been working, and I think he deserves all my love. You may have been able to take me down in the bedroom, but you are not going to take down my husband.
You may have been able
Honestly,
to take
it's
me
a
down,
toss-up.
but you're not going to take my husband down. That's a good promo line. You got, how many times did you say that on camera to get the final take? That was the punchline that you guys, I guess, formulated. Good job. You know what? If you like it, I love it. And I do support a lot of bullshit fights. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, we thought that was bullshit going in, and we got allegedly scammed, whatever. This last one with Josh and Jake, we thought it was bullshit. I spent my money on it. I knew it was bullshit though. This right here, I wouldn't spend a fucking dollar on. I'm gonna watch the viral little clips on the internet for free. I wouldn't give you guys a dollar. This is why Adam 22, with the size of his podcast and his platform, doesn't have respect as a person and as a man. This is why you're not respected. This is why you always give off vulture. You give off spineless. You give off bullshit. You give off fuck nigga. You give off disgusting. This is why. This is what I'm just saying. That's your legacy though, dude. That's your legacy. I hope it's going to pay you well at least. Be Magic. We're moving fast, people. We're moving fast. Be Magic, front and center. So B Magic steps into the J Mills and the Averb beef. Does he diss both of them? I'll tell you one thing about B Magic. B Magic has always been a cameraman. So I expect I haven't watched this yet, people. I expect the visuals to be up on point. B Magic has shot trailers for me before that was just like, yo, this is pristine shit. He shot battle rap events before too. You could literally hire him to do videos, battle events. I don't know if people know that one of your best flows and best battle rappers of battle rap history has that side to him, has a little ruin your day side to him. I don't know if people know that. Shout out to my nigga B Magic, man. But now we're not talking about your skills there. We're going to talk about you bringing it all together in this whole "this is on beat" world that's going on. All right, enters the chat.
Boss type nigga, fuck the cost type nigga. Check the scoreboard, we ain't lost type nigga. On the freeway with a Ross type nigga. Feel like freeway Ricky Ross type nigga. What you mean? Did I stutter type nigga? Midwest in the gutter type nigga. Showing you the bread and butter type nigga. I ain't them, don't confuse me with them other type niggas.
Yo, this a warning if I come back storming this headshots. I'm talking big lean AR-15s with red dots, trying to make me go and diss the little nigga from Bedrock, pointing out Mickey facts. What nigga, you scared now? If I call my P turd in every car I see turning, catching all out, heat bursting, niggas fall out, reversing. We call out each person, brains fall out each turban. Now that was real sick how I R.I.P. shirt. See, I'm a real jack boy, I was pulling them heats on them. Even strong ones, a couple of niggas put beats on them. And I ain't gotta say they names or speak on them. He ain't gotta wear a shirt if they put in the sheets on them. Bitch, you fucking
that verb?
Real nigga, stand down. If I lift this gun, don't keep your hands down. No, I can't rap for you, spit your damn rounds. He just mill on the net and end up man down.
I got back into battle rap because I could go get the rapping. My punching is poetry. Pussy nigga, I get to snap it. And whoever want to take this shit further, I'm with the action. Off the Tito's, brother, start feeling bad, I'm with the Jacksons. Boss type nigga, fuck the cost type nigga. Check the scoreboard, we ain't lost type nigga. On the freeway with a Ross type nigga. Feel like freeway, Ricky Ross type nigga. What you mean? Did I stutter type nigga?
Ooh.
If I call my P turning every car I see turning, catching all out, he bursting, niggas fall out, reversing.
People. So visuals, B Magic just jumped to the first spot. Visuals. Now I get it. They're gonna be like, oh, but the AI and the graphics. We're not against AI, people. I get it. You guys had your little fun during the goods and the J Mills back and forth. The AI and the beats, and then J Mills even just does his diss track versus Jack Boy and names it Allen Iverson, no Allen Iverson, no AI. We're not putting pressure on these people to not use AI, okay? You guys want to, producers, you want to use AI in your beats. It's a tool. It's there for a reason. Use it. You guys want to do graphics and AI in your videos. If it's dope, do it. You know what I'm saying? These visuals was dope as shit. It didn't look like cheesy graphics. It didn't look like cheesy AI. It looked good. It looked good. So B Magic, that's what you into now too? From your editing standpoint, I guess all editors got to get to a point where they got to learn a little bit of AI. Overall, this is a dope little warning. I like it. It's short, but that's why it's a warning, right? That's why it's a warning. Visuals dope, production dope, beat dope, B Magic rapping as expected. I like it. I like. Does this make people like Verb look bad? Does it make him look even worse? Not just because he's out here dissing, like, let's say J Mills that fast while Verb is still in spaces for the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, just talking, right, and finding every excuse and thing in the book to delay this shit. But him being from St. Louis. Did y'all see Hitman tweet, pray for St. Louis? Because it's like Verb. You can't do all this St. Louis. This it wouldn't be us. Wouldn't be a St. Louis nigga. Wouldn't be that. Not a St. Louis nigga. Even if me and Hitman, these people, even if we don't get along, I'll tell you one thing. We still on this. We still move like this. Well, how come all these other St. Louis niggas is not moving the same? I bet you if J Mills did that shit to Hitman, his track would be out by now. I bet you that. If he would have dropped that fucking no show time, whatever on Hitman, his track would be out by now. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. B Magic. Look, St. Louis. What else do you need? You need more you need Young Ill to come out. You need Oops. Like, what's your excuse now? Like, these niggas is fighting your fight for you damn near. This shit is insane. Shout out to B Magic. This is a dope track. B Magic did his thing. Who's gonna shoot at B Magic now? Let's see. That was fire, B Magic. I like that. Okay. Facts. Holla and Mills battle would have been done by now. Yeah. Trust me, I know that for certain. For 1000% certain. Let's get into the title. Chilla Jones, one of the front faces of TBL, addressed. I got 3 different pieces I want to talk about from the same interview. 3 different topics. Address the Eazy The Block Captain and Cassidy battle. Okay, let's see what he had to say.
Now I gotta ask, you represent TBL. You know, not only the spokesman but the face of the league, right?
Yes, sir.
I want to ask, the Cassidy versus Eazy battle, is it done? Is it officially over, or are you guys still attempting to make it happen?
I definitely still want to do it.
Okay.
I know Kenny still wants to do it. There's still some conversations that have to happen between us and Cass, us and Eazy. It just got to a point where we had this event coming up, and we felt like we couldn't properly promote it or even get things started while this was hanging in the balance.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't feel like we were going to be able to make something shake quick enough.
Mm-hmm.
And so we kind of we're going to get back to it. Now that this event is concluding, I'm going to meet with all the powers that be at TBL, myself, Kenny, and the rest of the staff. On TBL side, it's definitely a battle we still want to get done. If both Cassidy and Eazy are still invested in it and still want to make it happen, TBL is on board. We will revisit with both parties in the next couple of weeks and see what we can get done. But you know, the next TBL event I don't think is until like mid-March.
Okay.
So we got a little bit of time to kind of sit and take our time and see if we can figure out a situation that works for all parties. But at the end of the day, the culture still wants it.
Okay.
Seems like these guys still want it. I seen Cash just put something out. I haven't listened to it yet.
He just dropped the diss song versus Eazy today.
Yeah, I haven't listened to it yet.
Yesterday.
But it seemed like Cassidy
She's still on it.
He's still on it. And you know, it seemed like Eazy's still with it as well. So as long as we could put the pieces together so where it makes sense for all of us, TBL is with it, we on board, and we hope to bring it to the culture first quarter.
Was I guess whatever you can speak on, because I don't want it to mess up any anything to make it happen. But what went wrong for it to not have happened? You know, a lot of people seen what happened in the building. You guys try to make it happen that night. You know, you guys constantly, you know, behind the scenes. Even I was talking to Cassidy, trying to help push it and make it happen. Mm-hmm. What went wrong? Why is it so difficult to get it done? Is it egos? Is it just, you know, is it just too much things have been said? Is it safety reasons? Like, what's the real issue that's
Honestly,
keeping you guys from making this happen?
I think it's that I think all sides, all parties have certain things that they want to be in place and kind of secured to feel comfortable re-entering the situation, right? And again, I say all parties, that being Cass, that being Eazy, that being TBL.
Okay.
We all play a role, right? There's no blame on any particular party. There's certain things that Cass wants to happen and to be in place if this is gonna go down. There's certain things Eazy wants to happen to be in place. There's certain things we want to happen to be in place if this is gonna go down. Just with the amount of time that we was working against, and then especially with the holidays coming up and everything, Christmas. it was like, yo, let's go enjoy our families. Let's get away from this for a second and let's come back to the table after this event and see what makes sense. I don't think anything specific went wrong. I think it was just we're trying to get a lot of things in place so that all parties are comfortable with it, and I just think we couldn't get it done quick enough before certain other things had to take place. But like I said, man, I'm ready to get back to the table, see what we can figure out.
Is it possible to get it done? You know, I've seen Cassidy say, you know, he doesn't want to do it in February, and that was at the time. Of course, maybe he changed his mind and things like that. But is it very difficult, like, you know, just negotiating and dealing with guys like that to make it happen?
What's crazy knowledge is generally, I always side with the artist, man.
Okay.
One thing.
Let me chill there. Shout out to Chilla, shout out to Kenny, shout out to TBL. Lil Monster with our member in the building with the big super chat says Black Gloves Millsy for Cody. Put him belter ass out here. Green Gang. Yeah. Now, if he would have dropped the Jack Boy and the Verb shit in 2025, he'd have a stronger argument maybe, but this is a funny ass soup. I ain't gonna lie. We'll probably come back to this in a second. Shout out to Lil Monster once again. Appreciate you, homie. Okay, so to think about this Chilla Jones answer. Shout out to Chilla, shout out to Kenny, shout out to TBL. I see a lot of people in the chat saying he said a whole bunch of nothing. I see that it's in the comments of this video. He didn't answer shit or whatever. Let me defend that. Because there's two positions that a league owner is going to be in. There's one where it's just like, I don't have any reason to hold shit down. And you're going to get more edgy answers. You're going to get more details. You might even get somebody get their ass exposed, right? That's what happens when it's just like imagine Cassidy and Eazy was like, fuck TB, I'll never work with them. They pieces of shit or whatever. Then Chilla's answer here might be a little bit different. Okay. The reason why I'm defending this, I just know how it goes. It's a very circular type of politically correct answer where you guys feel like you didn't get everything that you wanted, because that's what you have to do if you want to still leave room for the battle to happen. He's saying 1% of what he wants to say or what he thinks he could say right now. Okay. There's no blame that's happening. He's accepting even blame across all three parties, we all know that no way that all three people had the exact same stake in it. There's no fucking way I want to believe that. But he's doing all of that. It's like Jalen Hurts at the fucking podium right now. Speaking of Philly, all right, shout out to Philly. I know that was a painful one the other day, but he's like Jalen Hurts at the podium, or it's like Jalen Hurts answering about their head coach right now. Oh, well, I'm not thinking. Lamar Jackson did the same thing. I'm not thinking about that right now. You know, I'm just still absorbing the loss or whatever. That's not what you say. Like that's clearly glossing over the bullshit. Like we could read through that shit, right? And then 2 days later, the coach is fucking fired. Like, you know what I'm saying? So he's saying exactly what I expect him to say if he still wants to leave the door open for the battle to happen and not step on Eazy or Cassidy's toes. He's leaving it neutral. One day, if this battle either completes or is off the table 1000%, whether it's from there's TBL side, Eazy side, Cassidy side, or multiple sides, you're going to hear more. That I'm telling you, if the battle don't happen one day, it could be a year from now too, somebody, if not multiple, is going to say much more about this, the details of this shit. Okay. So I'm not mad at him for him being that elusive and politically correct, because in his position, he has no choice if he still wants it to happen. Okay. Now, the other thing in here that I pulled from that he said, they're going to get you for that a little bit, Chilla. Now, it's not TBL's fault that they're workhorses right now. They're moving the most in battle rap. So we got to appreciate that. We got to say thank you for that. But the fans, and the bloggers, what they're normally going to do is they're going to say, we appreciate what you put out in front of us, even if at times you're putting the cart in front of the horse, right? We appreciate that. But when that cart falls because the horse isn't in front, that's what you're still going to get beat up for it. Then we appreciate when you know what I'm saying? And he's mentions that multiple times here as far as the timing. We had this event coming up. You had the holidays, you had this, we're going to put down. Then we got something going in March. You know, so that nobody's ever going to give a league slack when it feels like timing wise, you trip over yourself. And they are getting that critique a lot of the battlers and or the events. Some of it is on top of each other a little bit too much. The funny example that I always said is when I was watching one of their pay-per-views. Maybe it was the was it the Daylight and Nitty? But I'm watching the stream. Was it Rex and Av is on stage? I forget. But Rex is on stage, and then before they cut the stream to the stage for his battle, they ran a trailer of Rex's next battle coming up. I'm just like, oh my God, like, how do you run the trailer right before the battle starts of the same person? I was like, yo, y'all niggas is slow down. You can have the battle locked in, booked, 2-battle deal. Nobody got to know this shit. That's all cool. But why'd you run that trailer at that moment? So there's sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe timing wise, give yourself enough space. Now, if you're TBL, you don't want to have to plan for, all right, let's give ourselves enough space to fix Cassidy and Eazy if it doesn't happen. Nobody wants to do that as a league. You know what I'm saying? You want to assume that you book it, everybody's going to be professional, it's going to go down, the battle's going to complete, and then fans are going to get what they want. That's what you want to assume, right? But that's just something that he mentioned that's out there that we'll critique a little bit. And I don't want to be some overly critiquing right now because I feel like it's a hard as fuck job, hardest job I've ever done being a league owner. So shout out to TBL, man. I'm not coming down on them for none of that type of shit. But people, that's the answer he was supposed to give. We'll come back to a little bit more general stuff in a second. I thought this was funny to play. This was Chilla Jones answering the question about who's hosting. Now, shout out to the host once again. That's the homie now. He done came up on the stream with him and Marv. We had a great debate, great conversation. But to hear Chilla say what he's about to say right now nullifies and flattens any debate with me at this point. Like, he just totally just said, ARP's right. He didn't say those words, but
I seen I guess it was like just people saying, like, as far as just in the building that day, that, you know, you guys not having the right host in place. Not saying nothing about your host. Your host is good. That's my man. I rock with him. but a lot of people feeling like
Art in the music.
A lot of people feeling like, you know, certain things wasn't all the way in play as far as like to control the environment. Yeah. You know, do you guys, as far as CBL, take responsibility for that? Like not being able to stop, hey guys, come back, let's make it work and things like that. Just I guess in retrospect.
If I could go back, I would probably be front and center.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I don't know if that would have stopped anything, right. but as a league owner and as somebody that I know Cassidy and Eazy have respect for, I feel like maybe I could have helped to make it happen, right? And I will try to take some, you know, TBL does take some accountability for, you know what I'm saying? Maybe not having enough security. Maybe we didn't realize how heated or how much energy that there really was between those guys.
Right.
I have no problem taking accountability for that on behalf of TBL, right? Nobody's perfect.
Shout out to Chilla. Shout out to Chilla. Great take. Great accountability they took right there. That was my whole thing, people. Hey, Quest, man. Marv came up, had a beautiful debate with me. Shout out to my man Marv, man. Respectful guy, honorable guy, legend. Hey, Quest, when you responded to my initial take, when somebody clipped that on Twitter, you trash take or whatever. We know now you're sticking up for your homie. How do you feel now, Quest? Shout out to Quest. Quest got one of the best one-rounders in battle rap history, him versus Daylight. And I seen clips of him in Arsenal the other day. Looks like it's great. Quest, another legend. Shout out to my guy, Quest. But how do you feel, Quest? How do you feel? Shout out to TBL. I do want to play this clip as well. Funny. Just watch Chilla Jones' mannerisms, his face, his body language in this fucking answer, y'all.
Lastly, I just want to ask, right? Eazy had made a statement on his YouTube channel recently about like 2026, he's gonna have his security like put hands on whoever disrespected him and things like that. You know, like being a league owner, dealing with that, you know, whether he's being facetious or he's serious about it, what do you take as that? You know, when you hear somebody, artist saying he'll have his security put hands on anybody he feels
Look at his face.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at his face.
I don't know, man. Yo, knowledge. I don't know, bro. I can't act like I know, right? I can't act like I can relate to the position.
Clean it up.
Right.
Clean it up. Clean it up. Clean it up.
With a very prominent woman, gets a high level of scrutiny.
Right.
Clean it up.
I can't say I know what that feels like, right?
Gotcha.
So I can criticize, I can critique. I don't know what it feels like. It's obviously never would be something that I would do.
Right.
As you've seen, I'm very much so like, yo, niggas can say what they want. I'm over here chilling. Like,
Gotcha.
Unless it causes physical harm or unless it's like,
right,
shit don't move me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But everybody ain't like that. Like I said, everybody's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't condone it, but if he feeling like that's what he gotta do to get a certain level of respect or whatever, he got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotcha. You know, not something I.
Yo, your man Chilla said the exact words. If that's what he feels he has to do to get a certain level of respect, that was his exact words, no paraphrase. That was one of the craziest takes Eazy could have ever put on camera. I'd never expect that from a street nigga or a gangster or any of that. Not even a battle rapper. Even if you're just a battle rapper walking around holding an image. That take of him say, I'm coming to these events, I'm bringing my security, and if I don't or whatever, I'm paying them a stack to put hands on you because I'm the bag. It's just like, who did this guy become, man? Or who was he all this time? Like, wow. Chilla Jones is so non-confrontational. He's always the laid-back, cool, bar-heavy schemer, right? And he said that. He said, that's what you feel to establish your respect. That's Chilla's words. Eazy definitely gonna pay him back for that. If they try to do it, he's gonna be like, I need another deposit now. Chilla, for you saying that on camera. Yo, I can't believe Eazy said that shit. I really can't. Here's another one. Shout out to A Ward, one of our greats. A Ward says, "Easy is all talk and security." Talking security is crazy. Somebody that's just gonna be like this, pull the 6'9" behind security guards. Is that what you're trying to say, A Ward? No real battle smoke. Wow, insane.
How you feel with Eazy trying to get security to fight people and all?
See, that's what I'm saying. You have to ask that question. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't be in his business, man. Like, at the end of the day, like, him and I, we don't really see eye to eye. We don't agree on things or whatever. But like, he's a grown man. If that's what he wants to get on camera and say, he can get on camera and say it. You know what I mean?
Can we see our battle this year?
No, we won't battle. He will never take that battle, and I don't want the battle or need the battle. You know what I mean? And so,
damn sure don't need it.
Again, I battle anybody everywhere. So I would never say never because I'm not gonna decline it. Like but what I'm saying is, he acts like he doesn't. It's not. I'm not worth his time or anything like that. And the fact of the matter is, bro, he's not worth my time. He really isn't. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm actually out here putting on. I'm actually finishing battles.
Yeah. Ooh. How you feel with Eazy trying to get security to fight?
Y'all see this one, which is funny. That wasn't knowledge right there. That's just hip hop is real. Asking the question. It's a narrative. Knowledge is a menace. But that's the thing. That's what Eazy created for himself. You got a little bit too big for himself, a little ahead of himself, a little too arrogant with certain people. And now people's like, what? Okay, cool. That's what he earned himself. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the same time, it's still Eazy's words. So you can't blame knowledge or even people like me bringing the topic up right now. It's his own words. Sometimes it's just so much easier not portraying it to be a gangster like me. Just come sit down at the table of squares, man. So if you do pop up with security, now I'm lying because it's one thing to go like this. If you got some problems with some people, we don't want to hear our gangster battle rappers saying things like, I'm going to pay my security to beat you up. And the thing about Eazy versus A Ward, it's a great battle. A Ward's resume includes all-time greats, Rock and Geechee and Ill Will and this person and that. Like Eazy can't portray that in front of our faces. Like, he's too big for A Ward. He's not too big for anybody, if you ask me. I don't give a fuck about. Anyway, I don't need to get into any of that right now. He's not too big for A Ward. All right, like A Ward is one of our. If A Ward stops right now, he's immediate. We don't gotta wait a certain amount of years. He's an immediate Hall of Fame. A Ward is one of the all-time best battle rappers. Like a Danny Myers. It's like an all-time. You're already done. You already did everything that you need to do. Like Eazy can't pull what Surf tried to pull on JC in front of us. We're not stupid. Like, that narrative ain't gonna go with us. It's A Ward. All right. Once again, earlier, Nikita with the Good Morning ARP and the Green Team. This finna be good. Yes, we ran through a lot of topics and I moved fast. I had more takes for y'all, but I hope that we still nailed each topic. Jay is here in the building. Appreciate the huge super love. She always got her bricks on deck too. Thank you. Is BTA belt to ass? That nigga Mills said all they're gonna find is like black gloves and a black belt. Something like, what did he say? Like, oh my God. Once again, shout out to Lil Monster 609 with the big super chat earlier. Black gloves Millsy for Cody. I'm looking forward to Cody. Shout out to Jay Black. He said that this is the last Cody. He's put in a lot of work. That within itself will probably stream about when Cody ends. We'll give Jay Black his flowers for what he has done in that realm. It's special. Jay Mills, even from 2025, though, because of the impact of his diss tracks, it belongs in the discussion amongst the panel. I don't know if they're going to allow that DNA and Goods joint to surpass the on stage stuff that has happened with other battle rappers. I don't think they will. But Mills deserves his mentions in the mix of things. I do believe that. Nikita also is another reminder. Hit that like button and share, subscribe. Green Gang in the building. All right. We just under an hour and 20 minutes in. Fun stream today. We've probably hit like 10 topics maybe. Hope y'all have fun. But I'm going to get the clip in. And once again, people, despite the clips from our streams that go on the channel, you still must keep your eyes on what goes up, because some of the clips that are not part of our live streams will be exclusives. Some members only, but some of them will be just exclusive uploads. I might see a topic that I want to cover in the day and not wait till tomorrow and not wait till our next stream, and it goes up. So that's going to be something to pay attention to, people, in 2026. Other than that, I got to keep clipping for the people that want their shorter form content. But when it comes to our streams, you know what we do. Sorry, it's true, people. Enjoy your day, and we'll be back ASAP.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I drop it, connected to block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry It's True podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.